Welcome back to the VC Poker Cup. Now, this old game would be nothing without the men manning the decks, and I'm talking here about the dealers in whose hands rests the fate of substantial sums of money. One prime example, the dean of dealers, is Roy Houghton. Roy, a lot of people wearing sunglasses now to try and mask the tells. Does that work?
Yes, it does, to be honest. It's very difficult. So, sometimes, you know, they say the eyes are the mirror of the soul, and
right.
It's very true. You know, if you're not a very, very, very experienced player, you know, somebody looking across the table at you straight into your eyes, and it's very difficult to meet their gaze head on if you're bluffing.
Right.
So if you've got sunglasses on, or shades, as you say, it hides up the eyes, you know.
But even if you've got the glasses on, there are ways that you give it away, no?
There can be. There can be ways that you give it away. A change of voice when you're making a bet, making a bet or a raise, just that fraction too quick. You know, these players study every tiny detail of another player.
You have to watch the players very carefully, of course. Is it easier to cheat?
Very, very difficult to cheat now. I mean, all right, yes, I've come across players that mark cards with white spirit and so on, but generally speaking, it's very quickly picked up now. You know, poker players are aware of that. You know, like when I say white spirit, you put a white spirit dab on there and it catches the light and there's a little mark there. But the only problem there is other players see it. They go, hold on, dealer, there's a mark on that card.
What's the cleverest scam you've ever seen?
There was a very big game in the London Casino some years ago, quite a big game. And a player came up to me, I was managing it then, and he said, Roy, look, I don't know what's going on. He was a very experienced player. He said, I don't know what's going on, but there's something wrong with this game. Well, he was so persistent that I said, OK, look, what I'll do is I'll go down to our security room and we'll put the camera on with the security. So I went down to the security and we put the camera on the table, and it must have been an hour and a quarter, and suddenly I said, I've got it. They're marking the cards. What they had, we're going back to the white spirit now. They had pads of cotton wool in their ear, and it was only the fact that they kept scratching the area, these guys, and they're marking the cards. You know, aces there, kings there, queens there, jack. So if you look like that, you can see the white. But the beautiful thing about these white spirits, if at the end of the day, after 2 or 3 hours, somebody like you, experienced player, said, look, I want you to check that deck. There's something wrong with that deck. I could look at this deck, and there's nothing at all on there.
Well, that's a lovely tip to try at home. Thanks very much, Roy. Let's get back to the action.
So the £600,000 on this table at the start of play, more than half of it is now with Jan Savic.
That's right. The other three all have similar chips. Tony back under pressure again, and all three of these fighting to survive and go through with Jan to the final. Jan knows how to pressure in these situations, but Tony, he's not going to go down without a fight, and he's stuck a raise in.
Raise to 16.
Looks like immaculate timing from Tony Bloom.
Call.
Yeah, and once again calling behind Tony with one of those funny little suited connector hands. There aren't many hearts left in the pack, but if they do come, Jan's going to be in bother. Could be a good opportunity for Tony Bloom here. Kevin considering the value, thinking better of it, and a wise move, because if Tony gets knocked out, Kevin can find himself in the final straight away. Will Tony move if he misses?
Well, he's hit the king, and Jan also has a pair. He's landed his 4.
Good situation for Tony. He could get some chips out of this. We've seen Jan play back against Tony before when he thinks Tony's just betting, and now that Tony's hit something, he's checked it. Will Jan do the sensible thing and take the free card that's on offer? No, he thinks that Tony wouldn't check in this situation with so few chips. If he had the king. And here we go, all in.
Raise all in.
Nice play by Tony Bloom. He's fighting his way right back into this game. He's not afraid to go out on the bubble. He's playing to win the tournament. Just thinking about the pot odds here, he knows he's behind. He's only beaten something like 10 Jack. He knows he's got a shot to knock out one of the most dangerous players in the world, but it's also very dangerous to double Tony Bloom up. All about the pot odds. And
Pass.
he doesn't have them. He's absolutely correct.
And that is why you can't write Tony Bloom off from any situation.